There we go. Live, and the music isn't playing. All right. Well, hello. I'm Marshal Manlove from My Sports Reports, coming to you from the home studio in Middletown, Delaware. Hopefully, I'm going to double check to make sure I'm actually coming to you live from the home studio in Middletown, Delaware. Yep, looks like I'm coming in there. All right. Let me check over here because every time I turn off the computer, I have to redo all the settings. It is really a nuisance. But we are going. All right. So a couple weeks ago, we spoke to a field hockey player here in Delaware who did something in a field hockey game that nobody had done this century. That was score 7 goals in a game. And a couple weeks also, we talked to a local coach here, also from Delaware, who joined the national rankings with 50 state championships. And today, we're going to outdo that because we're going to talk to somebody today who has done something that nobody has ever done in a sanctioned high school girls basketball game. And hopefully, when I hit this button, there she is. Hannah Kohn from Hagerty High School in Oviedo, Florida, joins us here. And Hannah recently scored a national record in a game of 19 three-point shots. 61 points in the game she scored that day, but 19 three-pointers. Hannah, welcome to our show. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Now, first of all, let's get to know you a little bit. How old are you? What grade are you in?
I am 17 years old and I'm a junior. So,
All right. And basketball is definitely your thing and a family thing for you too, I take it, right?
mhm.
So I know that you recently transferred to Hagerty from another school. What was that school, Hannah?
I transferred from a private school called the Masters Academy, which is right down the road from Hagerty.
Okay. And what brought you over to Hagerty from Masters Academy?
My dad works there, so he's the men's basketball coach at Hagerty. So I've grown up around there, and it was like a perfect fit for me to transfer there because something with my mom getting a new job, and so yeah.
All right. Now, you did something over there, if I am not mistaken, very few people have had the opportunity to do. And you played varsity for how long over there at the Masters Academy?
I played varsity at Masters since sixth grade. So yeah.
Now, I know in my home state here in Delaware, some of the private schools you can play at 8th grade. How much playing time did you get as a 6th and 7th grader there?
Um, sixth grade, I probably was, I could tell you I was eighth man, seventh, eighth man. Didn't get as many minutes as I wanted, but I was in sixth grade.
Right.
Step up starting and playing most of the minutes. So, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Now, I know I was able to go back a little bit to find some information about how you did the last couple years there at Masters. In your class last year, in Class 3A in Florida, you were 7th in the league in scoring. And it looks like you had about almost 19 points a game there. And as a freshman, you did pretty well also. Do you remember how you did as a freshman?
Yeah, I'm not sure how much I averaged as a freshman, but that was probably the best team I played with my whole high school like career playing so far. So,
I do happen to know. You averaged 13 points a game and you were 46th in the league scoring as a freshman, so that's great. And so far, your team is 7-5. You won last night. Congratulations for that. Well, how did you do last night?
last night, the opponent wasn't like top to what we were expecting, but I started first half okay. They played a box and one on me, and then we ended up getting a high lead on the team, so my coach took me out for most of the game, so I didn't play as much
Do you know how many
last night.
points you scored last night?
Uh, Honestly, I'm not sure. I think no, I'm really not sure. Maybe like 10. I really didn't play as much last night, but
Okay.
yeah.
That sometimes happens when you're a good player. You end up not playing the whole game because you're getting a lot of points. So you were averaging 25 points a game going into last night based on the strength, obviously, of that 61 point game that you had. So let's talk about that game. It was against Lyman High School. And what town are they from? Do you know? Longwood or something like that?
But yeah, that's where they're from.
All right, so talk about that game. What you remember of it?
Okay, so basically, I didn't go into the game about anything of a record. Like that wasn't the talk. The talk was go out there and play, get a W, go home. Like it was that kind of night. Like it was just our game plan to do that, and then we knew what we were doing on defense, and it was kind of just let's get out there and do what we do. So I'm in the game, and I've hit like 4 in a row, 5 in a row, and it's exciting. There's not a ton of people there, but it's like it's just good. It's a good environment. Like it's still fun. Like and so I end up hitting 6 or 7 more, and so my coach my coach was like mentioning stuff about a record, but not a national record, more like a girls game, how many threes you can hit, like kind of joking about it, whatever. So I kept hitting, and so I ended up with 11 at the end of the first half. I'm pretty sure,
Mm-hmm.
and then um, at halftime, people in the stands and my coach looked up the national record for threes made in a game, and it said 18. So as a team, we all came together and we were like, let's go get this record, like as a team, like for me, obviously us together because I couldn't do it without them, obviously. So that's what we did, and we ran plays, we got open and transition, and I ended up getting it, and it was very, very exciting. Like one of the most fun nights of my life, probably. It was really fun, but it wasn't even the talk. It wasn't even the plan originally. It just kind of happened. So,
Yeah, usually that's what happens. It's you go out, you want to win the game. Doesn't matter if you win by a point or 100 points or what happens. You just want to win, right? So I did see the play. I believe that was the record. So you did answer that question for me because I kind of thought that with everybody's reaction that there was somebody knew that the record was close. So let's give some credit to some of the people on your team. Who are some of the girls on your team that helped make that happen for you?
um, mainly my point guard, who's my best friend since sixth grade, who transferred with me from Masters. She
What's her name?
has been, huh?
What's her name?
Her name's Kiara Harris.
Okay.
So her, and then I got a few passes from another point guard who comes off the bench, Carson Stevenson. So those were my two main, but I'd say everyone contributed, moving the ball, playing unselfishly. So, but yeah, the two main probably.
So you've gotten a lot of attention. I've seen a lot of articles pop up since that day. What's that been like for you?
Um, it's been very. It's obviously been very like I felt very loved over the past 3 days. Um, Felt very like made me confident, made me work like want to work harder. There's been pressure, but overall, I've loved to people to talk about me and to notice me and recognize me finally, like how I've been wanting to, because I've worked so hard for something like this to happen that I wasn't even planning on happening. But I've definitely felt appreciated and happy, and so yeah, it's been really fun and good. So yeah.
So since you've been participating in basketball competitively for so long, I take it you would like to play in college. Would that be right?
Yeah, for sure.
And have you had any contact from any college coaches yet?
Um, there's been college coaches that have called, my travel coaches, talked to high school coaches. Um, I've taken a unofficial visit to North Florida, talked to them a little, but nothing really right now, as in like a like that. Just really talk, but yeah. So
And how tall are you, Hannah?
I am 5'9".
Okay. So, uh, people who are successful in sports usually have some kind of tradition, some little ritual or something like that that they take part in before a game. Do you have anything like that? And if so, what would that be?
Okay, this is really weird, but I actually do. So I go home before each game from school, and I just take a cold shower,
Okay.
and then like a cold shower, and then I drink a Celsius energy drink every single game, away or home, every single time.
And then,
And
so do you believe that gives you good luck, good fortune, anything like that?
I mean, sometimes I feel like if I don't do it, something's gonna go wrong. I'm not gonna play up to my full potential. But I guess you could say that, yeah. In my,
And how about the culture of the team? Do you do anything special with your teammates before or after a game like that?
sometimes we do team meal, which is not every single before every single game, but we do something all together. Like we'll meet in the locker room before our game and just blast our music and just like warm up, stretch, pass. Like we do that before every game, I'd say. So that's
All right.
definitely something we.
A favorite place to eat everybody goes to around your school?
Either Chick-fil-A or Chipotle, for
Okay.
sure.
Well, they have them
Definitely.
everywhere in the country. We have them up
Yep.
here too.
So,
So what else should I know about you, Hannah?
um, I don't know.
It's a tough question. I know. I like to ask the hard ones. That's the hard one. What should I know about you?
Um, I I love to. Oh, I used to play softball.
Okay. Now, do you
Fun
just
fact.
stick with basketball year round then?
You what? What'd you say?
Do you just stick with basketball year round then?
Yeah, I used to do both, and I actually wanted to go to college for softball, and then I ended up switching to basketball full time because I realized I wasn't planning on doing both in college. So I
All right, so after your basketball career is over, whether it's at high school, collegiate, or pro, what would you like to do with yourself?
if it ended or I was done.
Yeah, well, whenever that may come to a close, and at some point it does for every athlete, what would you like to do with yourself, with your life?
Um, I am interested in all things I see online or in TV shows. Like being a doctor seems so exciting to me. Being a not a lawyer, a something involved with um, criminal
Justice.
justice,
Hmm.
like stuff involved with court, kind of like things that interest me. But I don't know how things will change once I get to college and how I'll be interested in something else. Like, I don't know. Those are just things that stand out to me that I could see myself doing, but also things change. So I don't know. Yeah.
Well, if you ever want to be a sportscaster, just let me know. You can
Yes.
take you can take my place. I'm looking to get
Alright.
out. I'm
I
looking
would
to
love
get
to.
out of here. All right.
One.
Well, Hannah, it was very nice to meet you. Thanks for making time to stop by my show.
Of
You'll
course.
get a chance to see this. I will send. It's live now, of course, but you'll get a chance to see it, and I'll forward over all those links to you and your dad. So hang out there for a second. I'm going to wrap up the show, and I'll say goodbye off air. Okay? Thank you
Okay,
so
perfect.
much, and I
So
will
much for
talk to
having
you in just a second.
Got you.
So that was Hannah Kohn from Hagerty High School in Oviedo, Florida, who who just set a national record, 19 three-pointers in one high school game, 61 points in the game. There is a little bit of debate about what was the old record, whether it was 17 or 18. But as far as the National Federation of High Schools is concerned, the record was 17, and now it is 19, set by Hannah Kohn. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this broadcast was brought to you by me, Marshal Manlove, stage hypnotist. If you would like an interesting show, a funny show, anywhere around the country, just visit my website at marshalmanlove.com so that you can see what I can bring to your party of any sort, all around the country, anytime, anywhere. So I think that's going to be it for this segment. Check out all our channels: YouTube, Rumble, Instagram, Facebook, etc., etc. And you can find the whole list of that on mysportsreports.com. And now, for some reason, the music is not playing. But that's okay. That's what happens whenever I turn this thing off and do the updates. All the settings get changed. Who needs the music anyway? All right, I'm out of here. Peace.